So in this follow-up video, I'm going to show you how to um, put some lines for dimensioning such that we could update the angle and we could see the dimensions change in the drawing. Right, so for that, we zoom in here and in the sketch tab, we could draw a line from that point to anywhere. Right, and we want to make that a tangent to the curve. So click Add Relations, we click the entities, right, to the edge on the line, and we want to make it a tangent. Right, so we repeat the process for the vertical. Right, so now that we have the two lines, we want to put a point where it's intersecting, because remember the dimension is from one end to this extreme corner here, which is the mold point. Right, so we could just go on here and trim entities. Right, we could select trim to closest here, so we could just cut off these lines here. So now we have a point at the end there we could do our dimensions. So we could go on Smart Dimension, go from this end to that point. So we have our 3 inches as before. We say there's a driven dimension. That's okay, yes. Right, we do the same. Right, and this is driven a driven dimension also again. So we have our 2 dimensions here. Next thing we want to put in the angle, so we can indicate the angle of this of the bend. So right, so if you go back to the lecture, you would see that the angle of the bend is actually the angle or the outside of the bend. Right, and I'll show you what that means just now. Right, so now that we have our updated dimensions, we could save all, and we could actually go back now to the model. Right, so to update the angle, we could go on our edge flange for that particular edge, and we could edit feature, and we could change the angle of the bend now to, let's say, 60 degrees. Right, so this is our 60-degree bend. Make sure we save. So when we come back to the drawing should update to reflect that here. This is our 60 degrees bend. Right, so if we were to zoom in, again, we could see here now where the dimensions is taken from the point, which is what we specified and which is what the calculation in the presentation specifies. Right, so this is just an update as to how we can manipulate that angle. Right, we could try, just for the sake of experimenting, we could try and change so that it'd be 60 degrees on the other side, which is 120 degrees. Right, so it's bent the other way now. It's kinked the other way. So let's see how well our drawing updates to reflect that. Right, so again, you could see here the mold point is quite outside here. Okay, so that concludes the part 2 of this video.